Hello, everybody. I need to come up with an update to my previous videos. Of course, my talking points today have been made already in various forms on YouTube, in forums, and so forth. I just need to reiterate a couple of things here. So, we're looking at the leaked police pictures of the shooter's room, okay? And we see the guy on the floor perfectly lined up with the carpet, with a pattern of the carpet there. Really nicely done, attention to details and everything, right? The revolver is about 2 feet above his, or even more above his head, with a trail of blood. Who knows how it got there? Somebody probably just, had too much blood on their hand. But the interesting thing is, again, this is not my original point here. Of course, I heard it somewhere else too. I just need to again bring it up. How come out of the thousands of rounds shot by him that night, at least we were told so, right? At least 200 in the hotel room shot through the door, I guess, into the hallway, and then hundreds more, thousands into the crowd, right? We only have a few casings, empty casings, on the floor. Some people said you cannot really count more than 50 or so. And when you look in all the pictures, they're just missing, right? Somebody did a video actually with a virtual casings count for 2,000 rounds or so. I mean, you could just fill up the floor, okay, with those things, and it would be so apparent. Everywhere you walk, you would just step on some of them, right? So that stuff just doesn't make any sense. Okay, either the round count was wrong, we couldn't hear the correct number of shots or whatever, or he didn't have automatic rifles. But anyway, that's a different thing. What I also believe, besides the multiple shooter theory, well, it kind of ties in with this. I think there was an electronic firing simulator. And what I mean by that, you could hear the sound of an automatic gun, but without really having that automatic gun shooting actual bullets, just the sound of it. So it kind of confused people as to where the shots were coming from, how many rounds were used, and another point I really want to make here: out of the 1,000, 2,000, whatever number of rounds for that night was, for 10 minutes, shooting at 22,000 people. Now, given most of them gladly made their way out of that venue, okay, didn't stick around, but some of them were still present by the time the shooting ended, okay, so let's say 10 minutes. A diminishing number of people in the audience, right? Only 58 died, okay, and 500 were injured out of 1,000 round, rounds being shot at them. How is that possible? You have bullets hitting the ground and then ricocheting and going, breaking up and going into different directions, right? So you could possibly, with one round, hit two people. If you throw a rock, okay, at a group of people, you would guarantee hit at least two people, okay? So now shooting thousands, spraying actually, right? Spraying thousands of rounds into that public over there, to that mass of people. You only killed 58. How could that be possible? With ricocheting bullets and so forth, right? it's a question. I cannot explain it unless you had simulators. Okay, so you had a lot of fake, okay, fire rain upon those people with maybe just one shooter, just picking on a few people over there. It's a possibility. I'm not saying that's what it is. I wasn't there. I have no proof of it or anything like that. Okay? All right. So this is what I'm talking about here. The simulator, the electronic simulator, right? Now, it can come in what, AK-47 variants and 50 cal machine gun. And okay, so here are some. Let me see if I can click on them. Yeah, this is what they look like. Okay, and they have a remote control. All right, which you can use, and you don't even have to be close to it and push the button, right? It's wireless, obviously. The cost in this case, I guess, doesn't really matter. Whoever wants to do something, governments probably can even buy them in bulk and get a really good discount. And they have 10 in stock for those interested. Okay, lightweight, air-cooled. All right. 30 seconds safe arm function when power is applied. Okay. Designed for either automatic fire, 15 round per second, or semi-automatic fire, single shot. Okay, so you can do a lot with it. Realistic auto and semi-auto weapons fire effect. Well, we sort of know that. Simulate wide variety of weapons. Look at that, AK-47, M240. Okay, is what a lot of people believed, heard that night. Okay, not a whole lot of people are saying those were M16 type of rifles using a bump fire stock, whatever. Anyway. Oh, look at this. Look at the range of the remote control. Okay, interesting. 2,500 feet range. 12 volt. Okay, so we could have had one or two of these out there besides the actual live fire rifles that were used. People died, let's not deny that. Okay, but again and again and again and again, how come only 58 people were killed when hundreds of rounds just rained down on them? And then the splatter from the bullets being fragmented, hitting the ground. That's the part that I just don't understand. Let's put it that way. Okay, so now we looked at the electronic fire simulators, right? Which could be a definite possibility as far as the actual number of bullets hitting the ground, the number of people who were dead or injured. I mean, in my estimation, there should have been 3,000. Okay, it's just an arbitrary number. 3,000 people dead out of the 22,000 when those bullets were just raining down on them. Okay, hundreds and hundreds of rounds for 10 minutes. Okay, we only got 58 people dead. So there had to be something else there. Now, let's look at something else. Let's look at the police, FBI, whoever's involved in, I guess, crime scene investigation and so forth. We have JFK case. We have Atlanta Olympic Games bombing in 96. And we have this event in Las Vegas 2017. How are they related? They're so spread apart. The JFK event happened some 54 years ago. As of yet, we still have to see all the files released by the CIA. We don't have them all. They just released a few of them over the past couple of days. Not all of them. Some people say it's for our own protection that they don't release everything. How are they protecting us and from what? I just don't understand. If we have that crazy guy, Lee Harvey Oswald, well, he's dead, right? How are we exactly being protected by not seeing the files or what we call the truth? I don't understand that part. Now, obviously they're hiding something. What I heard on TV that the CIA suggested the remaining files, the classified files, should be kept secret for another 25 years. So 25 years of more protection for us. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so what's going on there? Obviously they're trying to hide something, right? If they're not releasing the files, they are hiding them. And whatever's inside there, whatever information is inside there. Why am I relating this whole thing to the Atlanta events in '96? For a long time, the security guard, okay, over there was accused of being the actual perpetrator. Okay, so now this is off Wikipedia. We're looking at the supposed shooter. Okay, everybody knows about him. Now, what happened here? He claims he was a patsy, right over here. Okay, he denied shooting anybody, saying he was a patsy. But somebody decided, this guy, Jack Ruby, it would be better if Lee Harvey Oswald would be eliminated for whatever reason. So he was shot. We have video footage of that and everything, right? So even the patsy was eliminated. In Vegas, what we say about Paddock being the patsy here, in our case, in our current time, was eliminated. Some people say he shot himself. Other people say, well, he was shot. Okay? Anyway, so we have, again, a common denominator here, a patsy. Okay? Now, this guy is kind of an interesting character. He was a club owner, whatever. We may have some documents which were not released yet about his membership to some groups. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what possessed him to kill Oswald. So what's interesting here? This guy killed somebody. Okay, that's a fact. We have video proof of that and everything else, right? Everybody knows he fatally shot Lee Harvey Oswald, November 24th. So he was arrested, okay, and the jury found him guilty. All right, fine, good. He's a killer, killed somebody, obviously. He was found guilty, and he was sentenced to death, okay, for the crime. But the conviction was appealed, okay, and he was supposed to go on a new trial for whatever reason. Why? Okay, didn't we do it right the first time? No. And then he apparently died conveniently in his jail cell of a pulmonary embolism. Well, dead men can't talk anymore, right? So it takes us to the Atlanta Olympic bombing. Richard Jewell. He was the security guard who discovered the bomb. Now, the FBI and police thought he was the one who planted the bomb over there. He was the one screaming, well, I found a bomb, I have a whatever, evacuate and so forth. So sometimes those people that are extremely vocal about these things usually are guilty of doing something. Falsely implicated. Okay. So for a long time, he was number one suspect over there, being investigated and everything else. And then the police changed their narrative. Well, we don't believe that this guy, Jewell, is the actual guilty person here, but we have another one, Eric Robert Rudolph. Okay, he's the guy who planted the bomb. Well, what's really interesting here is that Richard Jewell ended up dead at the age of 44, I believe, just a few years after these events in '96, which I probably need to click on his name. Okay, so he died in, well, 11 years later, okay, the age of 44. Okay, due to some medical issues, okay, he had. Let's see, who died of medical related issues before that? Oh yeah, Jack Ruby. Huh, interesting. So now, going back to our current events, Las Vegas, 2017. Paddock is the current name being thrown out there as being the shooter. We need more time. Some people have had enough time, and maybe, let's call it audio evidence. He was not the shooter. I have my own theory that he was probably even dead before the actual shooting happened. Okay, that's just my own thing. I have, again, no way of proving it. I have no, it's just a subjective input. Okay, but now we have a security guard again, this JC dude, and apparently he was the one on Ellen's show is supposedly not the real JC. We have photo analysis of these two guys showing that they're not the same person. Not surprised there. What is interesting here, of course, he traveled to Mexico just 2 days after the shooting, being injured and everything, disappeared for a while until he actually popped up on the Ellen DeGeneres show. What brings us to JC, Campos, and Jewell? Both security guards, interesting enough. But I will not really be surprised if this guy ends up dead. I mean, he somehow was silenced. He promised he would not talk to anybody anymore about this stuff on public television. Why wouldn't he talk about it? We need some answers, right? Yeah, the police story has changed numerous times. Just they cannot really come up with a good, straight explanation as to what happened. So, again, how can we trust the police or the FBI? They named Jewell the suspect for, I think, 6 months or so. Now, they're mistakenly claiming this guy, JC, as the hero, which I believe is one of the main perpetrators. In one of my previous videos, I claimed he is the shooter. What do I know about that? Not much. I just believe he had a lot to do with it, instead of being the hero or one of the victims being shot by Patsy. Okay? So make whatever you want out of it, make your own theories, but try to keep a straight story over there. Again, My claims are not based on fact. It's just what I see. I take a contrarian approach to everything that I see and come up with a different theory. When everybody is being directed to go to the left, you have to look right and see what's going on over there. Why are they trying to hide whatever's on? It's just like a magic show. Look at my left hand, don't look at my right hand, okay? Because my right hand is actually going to do the trick. You're going to be distracted by my left hand. So the left hand in this case would be JC. All our attention is being focused on him for all the wrong reasons, I believe. I think he had a whole lot more to do with the actual shooting. But we need more time. In probably 50 some years, 60 years, we will see some declassified files on him proving that he was actually the shooter. Just like with JFK. We still don't have everything today. We just were not allowed to know what happened for whatever reason. Okay, but we need to fight for the truth to come out. And we need these videos to keep circulating. We need more people to have their input. We need more video and audio evidence. Interview people if you can. Just have the truth come out. Okay, please like, share, subscribe. Try to comment below. Let's get down to the bottom of this thing. Okay, let's find the truth here because we're not really satisfied with what's going on. Thank you for watching.